Viva! Viva! Cas Vegas! Hey, listen, I always told you guys, Summer League does not start until you get to Sin City. And that is what Kasparas Jakučionis brought to the table here today. And I don't really care about the score. I don't really care about the collapse in the fourth quarter. I care that the Miami Heat's first-round pick had a breakout performance today in the Miami Heat's Vegas Summer League opener. Kasparas Jakučionis with a game that really felt like finally he got the pressure off his back, especially in the first half with how he was able to play in that game. It was absolutely pristine. I mean, we got to see it right off the bat. And, we talked about this a little bit in the video this morning because I was reading some of his quotes. He seemed very confident. He was holding his head high. He was handling all this stuff well. People talk about the Goran Dragic comparisons, and like right out of the gate, he gets on the board today with this beautiful spin move right to the paint, gets himself on the board. He finds Pelle Larsson for an assist, but then what do we talk? We just need 1 3 for this kid to drop. It just felt like if one of these threes would drop, the cheeks would be less squeaky, and things would start going in the basket. And this is what happened for Cass out there today. This man was nailing everything. Listen, I was just very, very impressed. He was hitting threes on the fast break. He was hitting step backs. He was drilling it left and right and basically swung that first quarter right into the Heat's game and even got fouled shooting a 3 late to tie things up for Miami. A really, really impressive performance, and you just felt tremendous for the kid. I mean, he was like, you could just, I imagine that had to feel like a huge weight was lifted off of him. Just absolutely excellent from him every which way. So I love that from him today. And then in the second quarter, Miami really felt like they were putting the grip on this thing because it was not only Kasparas Jakučionis who was getting going, but Javonte Cook. My goodness, what a second quarter this guy had for Miami. He was 4 of 8 from downtown. He had 14 points. He was nailing everything. But the exciting thing about this was Jakučionis was continuing to really just show everything that he had. He had strong drives to the rim, so it wasn't just the 3-point basket. We're starting to see like that beautiful move right into the paint, being able to handle the contact. But I think my favorite play that he had was when he shook Buddy out of his shoes, really put the moves on him, and he found Cook in the corner for the 3-ball. I was like, whew! It was a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I don't mean this lightly when I say I don't know if I have been this happy as a Heat fan in 2 years. I don't know if I have been this happy since the Miami Heat evened up the NBA Finals at 1-1. Maybe I'm just trying to think, but this was like, oh my goodness, he played so well. And it was really, really exciting. I think everybody was buzzing about it because, look, California was a drag. It was like the team was playing pretty well as a whole, but you're just like, yeah, but – and it's great that Pelle and Keyshawn had their moments, right? And today, not as impressive a game from those guys, although Pelle really picked it up in the second half. I mean, wasn't expecting him to also be thrown in when – you have 2 guys who were near nuclear hot from downtown like the Heat had. But, you want your first round pick. You feel like, oh, you got away with one. And you're just like, did we get away with one? Did something happen? Not that you're going to call bust on anybody, but you just want to see some flashes, right? And it just looked today, you're like, now we see the goods of what this kid has. And it was really encouraging because Erik Spoelstra gets on the broadcast in the third quarter, and he was talking about, it's actually a pretty good first mental obstacle for him to get over that you're not good offensively because how do you handle everything else? And how good are you defensively? And he was talking about, he goes, man, the intangibles, the type of energy that he was bringing to the table, all of that stuff was really, really, really encouraging from Miami's standpoint. And Spo, really seemed like he was impressed with the kid. And talking about the size that he had and even the defense that he was bringing to the table. He was saying he has positional size, 6'5", close to 6'9" wingspan, moves his feet well, and he competes. We saw that with him. He did foul a little bit late. I mean, we'll get into the fourth quarter. It did kind of fall apart. And there was an other side to the coin of this game. It's not going to be all flowers. We do have to talk about the other thing that remains probably the second biggest story of Summer League. But this was by far the biggest. It was like Miami's first round pick has come out here and it has not been a good go. And then today completely explodes. So that's an exciting thing for Miami by a huge measure. So Spo was talking about that and just how he has liked that he was able to handle that by a long shot. So that was exciting. So we get into this third quarter. Miami feels like they have this game well in hand. And the Heat, Pella's hitting some threes. Vlad Golden had a really, really good run there in the third quarter where he was getting a bucket and foul. He was getting alley-oop dunks. And I really thought this puppy was over. I thought it was going to be like the last game. I didn't think this was going to be a fourth quarter that was going to have much juice to it, because it's just like, come on. If you got this in hand, like what the hell is going to happen? Well, what happened is the Hawks went on a 21-4 run. Just were relentless attacking the basket, and Miami couldn't stop them. And in the fourth quarter, they were outscored 37-22. You had a fourth quarter where the Hawks nearly scored, what did they shoot, 67% from the field in this game? Yeah, 66.7%. They were 10 of 15 from the field, and they were 14 of 16 from the free throw line. 12 of those free throws. I know a couple of them were late based on the anxious rep, but Kobe Buffkin basically got to the free throw line before even the puppy was over. He got to the free throw line a ton, and Miami just couldn't contain him. And then the other big thing about it was, there just wasn't a big defensive presence for Miami. And so, like, this kind of brings you to the other side of things, which is Kel'el Ware. And it happens once. All right. We talked about this. Like, it happened the first game, and we're like, he kind of coasted, but the fourth quarter, I gave him credit. I'm like, fourth quarter, he really took over. Second game, we talked about it. 28 minutes, 3 rebounds. That ain't good enough. And, third time, it's like, okay, the scoring was better. They certainly made an emphasis today on taking away the lobs. They probably, I would say, I think Atlanta probably broke up like at least 4 to my mind alley-oops. So they knew that the game plan was to get after Kel'el. But I'm telling you, like, this has not been an encouraging summer so far for Ware. It hasn't. I can't really, dance around it. And I haven't lost faith in the guy. And Erik Spoelstra did say, like, look, he's put in the work in the weight room. He's put on like 8 to 10 pounds this summer. And I can't make every excuse under the sun for him. Like, hey, it's a wonky game. It's, a lot of threes. Hey, he's got a bunch of people holding the ball he's not used to. Like, I mean, I could do this if you want me to be like Kel'el Ware muse and make every excuse under the book. And if that's a real thing, I'm not taking a shot, dude. Just everybody has a muse at this point. But I think that Miami really is hoping like Kel'el comes into one of these games, runs roughshod, dunks on everybody, gets a ton of rebounds, and calls it a day. But he kind of looks like a guy who needs reps in Summer League. And I get it. Like, sophomore year can be challenging. We saw that with Jaime last year, and Kel'el is a younger guy, so sometimes development isn't always straight up. But this is a guy who was untouchable, right, in the Kevin Durant trades. They didn't want to throw him on the table, and I think they're counting on this guy, right? And now you're kind of wondering, like, does he have the starting job next year? I don't know. I mean, I think he does. Like, I don't think that, there was part of me that's like, is he into the Summer League? Like, is he all the way in this spot? And I think, again, he'll have his flash moments. Like, he will. He had like a putback late. He had a block late, but it was kind of like the damage was done on the game already. And I just think Miami's looking at Kel'el to come in, and it's like, I think it's like, yeah, he's doing okay, but he's not. He doesn't look like he doesn't look like the most dominant thing. Like he hasn't. I remember back in last year's Summer League run. I mean, they couldn't contain this guy. He was such a force going to the basket. He'd get to the free throw line a ton. Today he got there twice, 6 rebounds. This one was a killer. You had by both bigs, really wasn't a great showing by Miami, and the size of Atlanta really showed. They had some sick blocks on Keyshawn Johnson today. NJ was that one that he had was woof. He stopped him cold in the air and he almost got hurt. So today Atlanta had 20 offensive rebounds. 20 offensive rebounds. Like, yeesh. Second chance points in the fourth quarter. No, I'm sorry. Second chance points in the game. Hawks outscored Miami on second chance points 22-12. Points in the paint, 46-34 in favor of the Hawks. Yeah, that's, and so it's not all on Kel'el Ware, but again, now Kasparas Jakučionis has had his moment, right? He's had a dominant couple of quarters. Pelle Larsson probably been their most consistent guy all summer league. Keyshawn Johnson had that third quarter in the finale in California. I think we're just looking for even just a stretch of 6 minutes here where Kel'el Ware just looks absolutely unstoppable, and we just haven't seen that yet. So that's the downside of it. If I had to weigh it, I am much more excited about Kasparas' game than I am discouraged about Kel'el Ware, because ultimately I've seen what Kel'el Ware can do in the NBA, and I know that he can be an effective player. Does he have work to do? For sure. But people who are completely rats of a ship, too much. Again, you're doing the thing with Kaz, too much. Don't completely sell your stock on Kel'el Ware, but I can understand the frustration of hey man, let's go take it to this next team. Miami will be back in action on Sunday in summer league action. But Spo did say, yeah, he put on 8 to 10 pounds, so I think they're getting that. He said an interesting thing where he was like, yeah, he kind of exceeded our expectations last year. Certainly we could get the feel of that with how Spo was. And he said going into the season, he had added more weight from the time they had drafted him. And he also said that he's very excited about the Norman Powell trade, which was great. I think Spo is definitely going to dig having some more options and weapons at his disposal. But I know one thing, summer league or not, the Miami Heat are never going to be encouraged with another, this team it was a little reminiscent of the regular season team that couldn't hold fourth quarter leads, and Miami giving up a margin of 37-22. Coach Glass is not going to be pleased with that, and they're going to try and find a way. But big picture wise, for me, Jakučionis' performance today in that first half was something marvelous. We finally got to see the kid unleash all the tools, and it was Goosey's galore, quite frankly. I really, really enjoyed watching him play.